Now, somber but confident and assertive, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu last Wednesday in Benue State vowed to convert last weekend's tragedy in the state, which claimed about 200 lives, into prosperity for the people. The president, however, queried the police authorities for not having made any arrests since the killings. To show seriousness on the part of the government, the president also charged the Director General of the National Intelligence Agency, Mohammed, to work with his counterpart in the Department of State Service, Oluwatosin Ajayi, in order to apprehend those behind the crime. Likewise, he ordered the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to flush out all the criminal elements fomenting trouble in the state and environs without further delay. Meanwhile, within the past 72 hours, no fewer than 71 persons were killed in attacks by bandits and female suicide bombers in Kebbi and Borno states, as well as through a bomb explosion in Kano State and a mob attack in Plateau State. Meanwhile, Vice President Kashim Shettima condemned the suicide bomb attack at a local food joint in Kunduga, local government area of Borno State, on Friday night. Similarly, Plateau State Governor Caleb Mutfwang and his Kaduna State counterpart, Uba Sani, have also condemned the tragic mob action that claimed the lives of travelers in Mangu district of Mangu local government area of Plateau State. In Kebbi State, the government confirmed the loss of 30 lives in the recent bandit attacks on some communities in Zuru. Major Mohammed Bashir Shaibu Galma is a retired officer of the Nigerian Army and National Intelligence Agency. Major Mohammed, who is now a security and policy analyst, joins me now to add his professional expertise on these developments, especially regarding their material implication for the ongoing threats against individual lives and Nigeria's corporate existence. Good to have you on this day live, the Sunday Talk Show, Major Mohammed. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much indeed, Dr. Abasi, you and your organization's management, for honoring me to be on this program. Like the way, well, how you describe me, I think I'm a little bit not very high, much up there, but I think I can contribute to the level which I am. First of all, it is very worrisome for a country like Nigeria, with all our, former or historic involvement in keeping other people's country peaceful. Then when it comes to our own, we seem solution. And from my own view, this is an expression. It's not that we don't have the solution, but the system of the governance does not give us the leverage, or does not give of this responsibility that the they need to carry this say this. This is a democratic, dispensation regime, whereby that you will find out the government itself is set up by political setting, and then those people who contribute to the existence of security, whatever it is it a party or will have to be along and reason with. And then if you go to do, to take some actions, and then during these actions, you write or you depend on the report given to you by the officers you spread all over to give you reports. And some of the names of these people you so much cherish to retain your political popularity. What do you do? We know, as far as my own little knowledge of the job I did, the customer, the biggest customer in this country as far as intelligence is concerned, the commander-in-chief, because he's head of the government. The government is always customer where you send your reports. I believe these officers we call operatives down there to the local governments and so on and so forth, they are doing their correct jobs. And they send them to the correct because they are where they are supposed to climb to reach summer. As I said, the commander-in-chief of the armed forces of the Federal Republic, who is Mr. President. In this case,
okay, Major.
Jagaba, President Tinubu.
Okay, Major Mohammed. Now, President Tinubu visited Benue State, and some people said,
yes,
oh, he just went there for photo opportunity. That after all, even his own ruling party, the APC, is complicit in the matter. But he has been there. He has identified with the people, and he has given marching orders to the security chiefs to say, launch a manhunt and fish out the people who killed the people in Yelwata and also in other local government areas, Makurdi local government area in Benue State. Now, some people say, no, that was just photo op. That was just mere rhetoric. Do you think so?
No. For him to have left to that place, or he went to Benue, some of the casualties, according to what the news said, and even people, the job he did was that when he asked the Director General of Police, Kayode Obutoku, why arrests have not been made, the reason why he is asking is not because of the recent one, but there had been so many of such cases. We have been hearing of them, but we have not had any arrest being made. There had been an identified of the suspects or who are there. They are not faced. So there should have been a charge of fire according to us somehow. One of them must have been one of the victims. Then to say this or who is the group, what member of the group is this? For now, I'm telling you, Mr. President has opened the door by asking. Then it is left for the people who are responsible, who should be still with the responsibility of bringing at least evidence to show. But when we got fixated every time. We want to say farmers, herders, problem. Then show them, where it's going. Not knowing people can enter the uniform or can enter the dress of farmers, enter also the herders. And then if we have who are the hidden motives, they can take the opportunity, seize the opportunity of the situation, and then keep on committing this, and then we'll be left at a given time. But had it been, arrest has been made, whosoever is going to be God, and then displayed and exposed, then I'm telling you, we wouldn't reach this position now as the same way is concerned. But I want people to understand, Benue had an international border. If you know the history of what is taking place right from Cross River down there, from the borders of Cameroon out, I'm sure you people must have been keeping informed about the Amazonia something there. Who knows whether there are such renegades who have been tired of doing this type of thing, but they are always looking for places to come. I'm just saying, it's just a sort of, assumption, who are tired of this thing, and they can now try to look for another fertile ground. I don't want to delegate anybody, using the phrase land grabbing. I don't think land grabbing here can be applicable. When you grab something, you grab it for possession. But when you say a land has been grabbed, but when you go there, you don't see the grabber, then it means it's not grabbing. So we have to look, into other, regions, which is best known, is known, as far as I'm concerned, to the authorities in Benue, who they always refer it sometimes as a political decision. And there's nobody in this country who has been keeping tabs or who has been keeping, what is going on in Benue will not tell you that in the Igede land, there is a problem. In the TV area, there is a problem. So these problems can come back, and then things like this happen, and nobody will know. And then we keep on taking, hitting about the bush, because we have gotten mediated, and so on and so forth. So like you asked me, Mr. President, he did well. He went there. He visited the sick, those who have been dissing, and all that. He tried to disin. But one question is this. Mr. President asked them to reconcile. You can only recognize, identify two groups having quarrel between themselves. Here, I don't know whether, Mr. President was shy of saying who had, the reconciliation should go between who and who.
Okay, Major Mohammed, you said earlier on that you believe that the security agencies or the agents are doing a good job.
Where are you?
Can you hear me?
No, can.
Can you hear me? Hello? Hello? Do you have the...
This one is not there.
Okay, we'll take a very short break, and then we'll come back to you, Major Mohammed, while we try to sort out that audio connection. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Again, it's Major Mohammed.
I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, born Nigerian, a resilient Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian, accountable Nigerian, a caring Nigerian. I live by the citizens' code. I'm a real Nigerian.
Hello, fellow Nigerians. I'm Lanre Saunilu, the Director General of the National Orientation Agency. A relatively short history since independence, remarkable achievements have unfolded. However, we can only acknowledge these successes if we choose to focus on the positive. Remember, you cannot see the light if you keep your eyes closed. Great things are happening to many Nigerians. Our country is a land of opportunities for those who are positive. At the National Orientation Agency, we are committed to highlighting the many uplifting stories under the Renewed Hope agenda. We invite you to listen to the testimonies of fellow Nigerians who are experiencing the positive impact of government initiatives. Nigeria is thriving for millions in extraordinary ways, but it requires a mindset of optimism and a heartfelt love for our country to truly appreciate this progress. Join us on this journey of growth. Our cup is half full, not half empty. Embrace positivity and be a proud Nigerian. I am a proud Nigerian.
Powered by National Orientation Agency.
Welcome back to This Day Live, the Sunday talk show here on the Arise News channel. Our guest is still Major Mohammed, who is now a security and policy analyst. Now, Major Mohammed, thank you for staying with us. I was asking you, you said the security agencies...
Thank you very much, Dr.
Yes, you said the security agencies are doing a good job. Now, what good job are they doing?
Yes, as far as...
If, as reported,
what?
On the front page of This Day Today, yes, over 71 persons have been killed in Borno, Kano, Kebbi, Plateau, even shortly after the president said, go on a manhunt, get the criminals arrested. Immediately the criminals responded. In fact, they operated across.
Yes.
So what good job are they doing?
Yes. Dr. Obasi, let me tell you one thing. Agencies did not hide their feelings or their request. Merely request from the general public. Share information, give us information, detail, or even if they are not detailed, just give us information. We will follow it up and do the job. But instead, in most of the places where you are expecting this information, positive one, to help you do your job, it becomes the reverse. They become informants, deadly people. What do? You are trying to save people instead of cooperating. Either some of them will say they are afraid, they will be snitched, and later on in the night being followed and so on and so forth. And then some, because of the economic situation, will be paid some paltry sum of money. They will, well, actually they know that when these people strike, they are going to with serious havoc. So what I'm saying is, I used to hear people saying there are not enough boots on the ground and so on. So look, with good intelligence, believe me sincerely, jobs that we expect a battalion to do, you will find a company can just go do there and do it straight and clean and succeed. But when you don't, you have a dearth of information, what do? You go inside the bush and start chasing this thing. If you have this read, there are so many who have been coming up forces. When I say auxiliary forces, you understand what I'm saying, like this, what do you call them, helpers and so on and so forth.
Vigilante.
We say, look, if you want to do this thing, yes, do it correctly by employing these people only merely to go and collect information for you. Don't deploy them on this combat duty. When you do it, they now become also a force of themselves, authorities. Instead of getting the result, they now start, being bullying some maybe former, enemies in court and so on and so forth.
Okay, Major.
Or people with the end of vengeance or extortion.
Okay.
So what
Major,
do you do? What I'm saying here is, yes.
Okay, as we begin to wrap up, now that you have mentioned the point about auxiliary vigilante groups, don't you think, as some people have argued, that state police will solve this problem? Briefly, because we need to move on. State police, so that the governors can be in charge.
Yes. Let me tell you something, Dr. Obasi. People's fear, I have the same fear with the general people who said that the making of this state police, they will only become tools in the hands of the chief executives of the state. Let me tell you, they are not far from being saying the correct thing. We know our people. Even these vigilantes you are saying, some of them, if you trace, you will find that some political bigwigs are using them to do things. What will happen if those who will come next in the place of this state police, who have the stamp of authority to do so many things, will not be bullies after all. And let me tell you again, what you need to do is that the question we are going to ask these people, can they maintain it? Can they sustain it? I don't think the way this country's economy is going, well, the whole state, most of them, the electoral allocation, and when some of them are saying that cannot even pay this 76,000, payment and so on and so forth, you now tell them to put an additional, Like when I suggested somehow, if the country will now say, well, the money on the legislators who are going to sit down and discuss about this thing is going to be divided into half. But one half should be going to the making of the state police and so on and so forth. Or euphoria about making local governments autonomous, money to be sent to them and so on. You will find that the local government will be getting nothing. And when you ask the governor, he says that he's running the state security.
On that note, I would like to thank you very much, Major Mohammed Bashir, retired, for joining us on This Day Live, the Sunday Talk Show.